Good morning, Sadie.
Good morning.
When did you come into the industry, Sadie?
Oh, I think it was in the year of 1930.
And you were then Sadie Friedlander?
Correct?
And what did you start as?
I started as an opaquer, and I rapidly became a planner and a checker and an inker.
And you continued at Fleischer Studios for a few years?
Yes, about 4 years.
And what studio did you go to next?
Then I went to Van Buren's.
And how long were you there?
I think for about a year.
And why did you leave?
I was asked to.
Was there any particular reason why?
Well, the NRA was in effect at the time and was legal for us to form unions. And Birchallette got wind of it after a while. And I was fired as a test case. And there was a hearing at the NLRB to determine whether it was legal for them to do that or not. And it's my personal belief that with all the evidence that they trumped up, that we were legally correct, but that was not the verdict.
And so you went home and raised a family then?
Yes, I went home and I decided to have a long-awaited child.
And when did you come back into the industry?
I came back, I think it must have been about 12 years old. I came back again into the industry, and it had changed greatly because they weren't theatrical studios mostly, but a lot of advertising animation came up at that time. And I opened up several studios in the capacity as animation coordinator. And I was in charge of the inking and the opaquing, the planning, the checking, and the contacting all the animators and the camera people, the storyboard, pulling the whole thing together.
What were some of the big studios that you worked for? That
I worked for...
Oriolo?
I worked for Joe Oriolo, I worked for Jack Zander, and for Hal Seeger, and IF Studios, Fossenet. Some of these have already folded up. Film Graphics, Cinefex, Transpix, Tripix, and...
most of the big ones, eh?
Yeah.
When did you retire?
I retired, I think, in 1974 or 5.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any particular moments that or things that you're proud of that you want to say in a few words?
Well, in a few words, I think I was a little scared of really opening up the studios because it was a challenge to me. But I took the challenge, and I was very glad about that because I realized some of my skills that I hadn't tested before, and that was in the field of administration and, you know, being creative in that sense.
Anything else you want to say?
I'm very excited to be here. I think it's really opening up a lot of things that I had not been thinking about for many years, and I'm really excited about all the emotional feelings I have about that period.
Okay.
I want to thank you, Harvey, for bringing me back to it.
Okay, thank you, and I'll see you tonight.
Right.